This episode of Android Authority is brought to you by Domain.com. Has Samsung been listening to us geeks? Perhaps, because it looks like they're putting microSD card support in the Galaxy A7. The Galaxy A7 is expected to ship with a 5.5-inch Full HD display, a 1.5 GHz Snapdragon 615 system on a chip with an Adreno 405 GPU, 3 GB of RAM, 16 GB of onboard storage, and will allegedly feature a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. It will purportedly ship with Android 5.1.1 and also be made of metal. Presumably, it will also include microSD card support. Now, the Galaxy A5 is expected to ship with a 5.2-inch Full HD display and a 1.6 octa-core Exynos 7 system on a chip with a Mali T720 GPU. There will allegedly be 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB of onboard storage. The A5 includes a 13 megapixel rear cam and a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. It ships with Android 5.1.1 and will include microSD card support, and again, the body is expected to be made of metal. While the gold-colored variant of the Galaxy A5 pictured here clearly looks like it has a metallic back, the A7, at least from the shot here, almost looks like it's made of glass due to the reflective surface, which clearly looks the same as the front of the device. This could be a lighting issue, or it could even be a coating on the metal itself, or it could actually be glass. Do you remember earlier this year when Samsung announced that they were going to scale down the number of different models they produced? I guess not everyone got that memo, because they've now produced the Galaxy J3, or shall I say the Samsung Galaxy J3 6, which just made its debut in China. Yes, the circled 6 is part of the actual name of the device. Our best guess is that it has something to do with the auspicious nature the number 6 has in Chinese culture. A technology that, thus far, has been confined to the upper echelons of Samsung's product line. The fact that AMOLED is making its way downrange could be a sign that Samsung is pulling all stops in its fight with the Chinese manufacturers that have taken the entry-level market by storm. Two other premium features are rumored to be coming to cheap Samsung devices soon, i.e. Samsung Pay and fingerprint sensors. Other specs of the Galaxy J3 6 include an unspecified quad-core processor clocked at 1.2 GHz, 1.5 GB of RAM, just 8 GB of expandable storage, and an 8 megapixel rear camera, a 5 megapixel front camera, and a generous 2600 mAh battery. Now, for those of you who are fans of the Redmi line from Xiaomi, you should know they have a big announcement tomorrow. This teaser image features the words Grand Finale in Chinese at the top, as well as a launch date of Tuesday, November 24th at the bottom. The festivities are scheduled to take place at the Beijing National Convention Center, according to My Drivers. It should be noted that the image doesn't specifically mention the Redmi Note 2 Pro, though we're still pretty certain that the teaser image is referring to the rumored device. The Redmi Note 2 Pro will feature a smooth metal body design with a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, which is a first for Xiaomi. It will weigh approximately 165 grams compared to the Redmi Note 2's 160 grams. It will also feature a 5.5-inch 1080p display, a MediaTek Helio X10 processor, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of onboard storage, a 13 megapixel rear cam and a 5 megapixel front cam, and a big 3060 mAh battery. These may not seem quite like pro specs at first glance, but for the rumored price of just $172, we'd say the phone will be well worth it. AndroidFTW.com. I'm surprised that domain name was still available. Good find, Sean Britz. You win the t-shirt. Let's connect. Thanks for showing us the power of a .com. Because no domain name extension tells your story with the same degree of trust as a .com or .net domain name. .com and .net domain name extensions inject credibility into your online presence. Save 15% on domain names and web hosting when you use our coupon code ANDROID at domain.com checkout. When you think domain names, think domain.com. Now, I did notice something. One of the winners from a few weeks ago, one of the Indian winners, took a screenshot of his domain name on domain.com's search engine. And now everyone after that is doing the same thing. They're all taking screenshots. Good thinking. Thanks for watching Android Army. Don't want to forget about my brothers and sister in Android who are working super hard to be your source for all things Android.